still in a delay. We need everyone to please stay in the sheltered area underneath the concourse. We'll be back as soon as possible with some updates for you. Thank you. for tonight's match between the visiting Birmingham Legion and your New Mexico United. Fans, we are currently scheduled for an 8:06 kickoff. Once again, we are currently scheduled for an 8:06 kickoff, barring any more delays. Thank you so much for your patience, and Somos Unidos! C&M is Central New Mexico's home for degrees, job training, small business support, and more. Visit cnm.edu to learn more and apply today. C&M, one college, infinite possibilities.
Listen to our friends at Jackie, Tony, and Ryan in the morning, 100.3 The Peak, available live and on demand. So free iHeartRadio app.
Hey fans, if you need to pick up United gear tonight's match, we've got you covered with 4 merch locations around the park. Head to the concourse behind home plate, the first base line, the Pepsi porch, or the club level to get your merch tonight.
Si necesita recoger mercancía durante el partido de esta noche, lo tenemos cubierto, con 3 ubicaciones en todo el estadio. Diríjase a la recepción detrás del home plate, detrás de la sección de aficionados o la terraza Pepsi para obtener su mercancía hoy.
Every sports team needs the absolute best in medical care, and New Mexico Orthopedics has provided that for United since day one. Serving patients in the Albuquerque metro area for over 35 years. Visit nmortho.com.
Attention fans, enrollment is now open for the Advanced Sports Massage Program. Apply for the opportunity to work with the New Mexico United players and for our part-time holistic massage training program at Albuquerque School of the Arts. ASHA, proud partner of New Mexico United.
Now taking the pitch, your New Mexico United! Fans, do you have questions about your season tickets? Want to schedule a group outing to a match? Or secure an on-field experience for your family? The New Mexico United ticketing team is here for you. Head on over to the ticketing table on the concourse behind home plate to speak with one of our account executives today.
For 86 years, Manzano Day School has continued to provide students in pre-K through 5th grade joy in learning, preparing them for a life of discovery in our diverse world. Financial aid is available. Schedule a tour today.
Fans, New Mexico United is proud to launch our new composting program right here at the lab. Composting is a great way to help take care of the environment. By diverting food scraps from landfills, we can prevent and reduce pollution like methane and other greenhouse gases causing global warming. Visit the first and third base gate to meet with our composting coordinators to compost your more food waste in stadium tonight.
Craving Blake? Download the new Blake's Whataburger app to order New Mexico's favorite green chili cheeseburger and award-winning breakfast burritos from anywhere. Blake's Whataburger, a New Mexican tradition since 1952.
Art, sport, unity, and community. Whether it's fully scholarshiping New Mexico United Academy or using the power of soccer to encourage health and wellness across the state, the Somos Unidos Foundation's mission is to increase positive outcomes for all New Mexicans. Learn more at somosunidosfoundation.org.
Arte, deporte, unidad y comunidad. Todas estas son las bases de nuestras becas para nuestra academia. Utilizamos el poder del coraje, salud y bienestar en todo el estado. La Fundación Somos Unidos tiene como misión crear un impacto positivo en todos los nuevos mexicanos. Aprenda más en somosunidosfoundation.com.
Soul, born in Mexico, inspired by the sun.
Las Vegas is proud to be a New Mexico true.
We are Sunrise Roofing, where we treat your roof as if it was our own. We are a local, family-owned business. We do residential and commercial roof replacements and repairs. Call us for a free quote at 505-322-8030.
Gate Open Time is brought to you by the Education Plan, New Mexico State Sponsor 529 Plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at educationplan.com.
Fans, unfortunately, our pregame experience on the field has been canceled, but we will still do the postgame one. So a reminder, any of you that were involved in the pregame experience before the match, that one has been canceled, but we still will have the postgame experience on the field for those fans. Thank you. Fans, please join us in thanking Innovative Moving Business. Make our match days happen. Moving your business? Let the pros at Innovative Moving Systems handle your next office move. Learn more at innovativemoving.com.
UNM Dermatology and New Mexico United have teamed up to keep you safe from the sun's harmful rays, which can cause skin cancer. Make sure you use sunscreen and wear clothes to cover up. Find our easy-to-use free sunscreen stations on the berm and by the first and third base gates.
Hey fans, did you know that all New Mexico United home and away matches are available on Estrella TV? Tune in to Tyler Ortega and Chris Hurst on the English broadcast and Manny Esquivel and David Estrada on the Spanish feed via SAP. And every Saturday night of the season, tune in to KOAT for rebroadcasts of that week's match.
¿Sabías que todos los partidos de casa y de vuelta de New Mexico United están disponibles en Estrella TV? Sintoniza a Tyler Ortega y Chris Hurst en la transmisión en inglés y a Manny Esquivel y David Estrada en la transmisión en español a través de SAP. Cada sábado por la noche de la temporada sintoniza KOAT para las retransmisiones de cada partido de esta semana.
Fans, please stay alert and on the lookout for balls leaving the field to play. These are professional players and they can kick the ball hard. Also, please be advised that the balls are the property of New Mexico United. Unlike baseball, you are not permitted to keep a ball if it comes into the stands. Please promptly but safely return the ball to an on-field employee or ball manager.
A todos los fanáticos les pedimos estar alerta en todo momento al partido. Nuestros jugadores son profesionales y por ende patean la pelota con fuerza y esta podría llegar hasta tu zona. En caso de que esto suceda, te pedimos que regreses el balón a nuestro correbolas.
A big thank you and Somos Unidos to our friends at Western Sky Community Care for providing tonight's Community Corner. The Western Sky Community Corner ensures all New Mexicans have the opportunity to enjoy a New Mexico United game.
All My Sons Moving and Storage has over 1 million happy customers and over 4 generations of
best in medical care, and New Mexico Orthopedics has provided that for United since day one, serving patients in the Albuquerque metro area for over 35 years. Visit nmortho.com. Fans, remember, when we announce the roster tonight, we're going to need your help. I'll say the player's number, position, and their first name, and you're going to scream their last name. Let's practice with number 11, a forward, Kwele Akale. A forward, number 11, Makwele. All right, fans, another tradition. When a New Mexico United player scores, we'll do the same thing, but a goal gets 3 chances. Let's practice with number 17, Greg Hurst. New Mexico United goal by number 17, Greg. Sheehan Family Winery is proud to partner with New Mexico United on Vinos Unidos, a new wine collaboration between Sheehan Winery and New Mexico United, with proceeds from every bottle benefiting the Somos Unidos Foundation. Come taste our locally made wines at the Sheehan Winery Tasting Room, located at Plaza Don Luis in historic Old Town Albuquerque. Sheehan Winery and New Mexico United, growing New Mexico together.
CCS Facility Service is a proud teammate in Albuquerque, providing expert commercial cleaning and building maintenance services. Visit ccsbt.com to learn how we serve New Mexico.
Faster to any size disaster. ServPro is a national leader in the restoration industry, with restoration professionals ready to respond 24/7. When disaster strikes, trust the caring professionals at ServPro of Rio Rancho, Sandoval County, and South Albuquerque to restore your home or business. Make it like it never happened.
Los Alamos is proud to be New Mexico True.
New Mexico United and the Somos Unidos Foundation are proud to partner with Positive Energy Solar, your local trusted solar energy expert since 1997. Positive Energy makes it easy to power your home with clean energy and offers home battery solutions to keep you powered even during an outage. Contact Positive Energy Solar to learn more, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a family pack of 2024 season tickets and jerseys, plus a $500 donation to the Somos Unidos Foundation. Schedule your free consultation today at positiveenergysolar.com/NMU or mention New Mexico United when you call. Positive Energy Solar, generate positive energy.
Vessel Longevity and IV Bar is Albuquerque's premier wellness and infusion clinic, offering services such as vitamin IVs, hormone replacement, aesthetics, weight loss, and more. Mention this ad to receive a 10% off wellness IV or injection at either of their locations.
burritos from anywhere. Blake's Lotaburger, a New Mexican tradition since 1952.
This is an important announcement for all United fans with passion for our community safety. The New Mexico Corrections Department wants you to join their mission. They're looking for extraordinary individuals like you to join the NMCD ranks from officers to teachers.
Check, check, test, test, test. Test, test, check, check.
Check, check, test, test. Let's see if we can get this in. Tyler's a little out of breath here. We good to go?
Will you turn my headset down just a tad, Gary? My own voice? Check, check. Yeah, sounds good.
Soul, born in Mexico, inspired by the sun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico, the home of Route 66 and the home of tonight's showdown between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion FC. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. And Chris, tonight we've got two teams headed in opposite directions taking each other on.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, New Mexico United defending their perfect home record so far this season, and a Birmingham Legion team coming into town, licking their wounds after a 3-1 defeat to Rhode Island midweek here.
Plenty to get into here this evening, so let's go ahead and jump right into things with our players to watch, presented by Toyota. Starting off first with the home side, it's Greg Hurst, New Mexico's favorite Scotsman. He scored in the midweek against LAFC. He's the team leader in goals scored in USL Championship play with 7 as well.
Yeah, Greg Hurst, I mean, I think you're seeing a player who is full of confidence. I think by his own admission, he'd probably say it was a disappointing season last season, but I think he's feeling the love from the coaching staff, and on the back of a great goal last week against LAFC and none other than Hugo Lloris. He'll be talking about that one for a while.
And on the other side, it is the Argentinian. It's Enzo Martinez. He is a playmaker, short and simple, for this Birmingham Legion team, Chris. He scored 3 times so far this season, but he can also distribute as well. Yeah,
you'll see him. He'll sometimes pop up top. He'll sometimes float into the midfield. Brings MLS experience as well after a pretty decent stint with Colorado Rapids. Was Birmingham Legion's second top scorer last year with 10 goals behind the one and only Nico Brett, that New Mexico United fans will be very familiar with.
This one going to be a ton of fun to watch here this evening. As always, the 2024 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary. We'll be back on the other side of this with lineups and kickoff. Back here at the lab. Kickoff coming up here in just a moment. Tonight's match brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Chris, let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. Brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. As always, we'll start it off here with the black and yellow. This is what Eric Quill is rolling out as his 11. You're going to see Makwele Akale, Avion Flanagan, Greg Hurst up top, and a back four here of Chris Gloucester, Talon Maples, Tony Herbert, who had an exceptional match against LAFC, and also Arturo Astorga.
Yeah, that back line kind of picks itself. Astorga steps in, more than capable, deputising for Mohamed as well. Hurst at the top of that tree will be as well, but it'll be interesting to see Bailey, Husu, and Rivas, that trivector in midfield as well.
On the other side here for the visitors, Birmingham Legion lining up this way. It's going to be Prosper Kasim, Enzo Marcinez, and the former New Mexico United striker Preston Taborataka leading the attack. The back line, you're going to see Kavita, Hamoda, Roof, and Spangenberg in goal, making just his third start between the sticks here, Chris.
Yeah, and last game up against Rhode Island, Kasim scoring an absolute screamer against Rhode Island as well.
Yeah, felt good. You good? Yep, all good over here. Thanks, Gary. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the home of Route 66 and the home of tonight's showdown between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion FC. Welcome into the lab. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. Now, Chris, kickoff coming an hour later than planned, but as it looks right now, we've got a soccer match to play.
We do, and two teams that are going in different directions right now. Unfortunately for Birmingham Legion, they're coming into town licking their wounds after a 3-1 midweek defeat to Rhode Island. New Mexico United defending a perfect 7-0 record here at the lab.
Let's go ahead and jump further into this matchup here with our players to watch tonight, presented by Toyota. Starting off first with New Mexico United's leading goal scorer, Greg Hurst. He's got 7 championship goals this season, leading the black and yellow by a margin of 4, Chris.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a player who's feeling the love from the coaching staff and from the team. Last year, I think he'd admit that it was a disappointing goals return, but a game tonight fresh after a goal against LAFC and none other than Hugo Lloris.
And on the other side, it's the 33-year-old out of Uruguay. It's Enzo Martinez. He is a playmaker, Chris. Already 3 goals this season, but as you've seen, he's capable of creating for others as well.
Yeah, 3 goals this season. He scored 10 last year for Birmingham as well. That was just 2 behind Nico Brett, who New Mexico United fans will be familiar with. Brings MLS experience, spent a season with Colorado Rapids, hugely experienced player, and you'll sometimes see him up top and sometimes drift into the midfield to connect the play a little more.
This one going to be a ton of fun here tonight. As always, the 2024 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with lineups and kickoff.
Three, 1, 2, 3. I tell the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it.
It's celebrating Black Excellence Night here at the lab, and tonight's match is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups here tonight, brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. Starting off first with the home side here, Chris. We're going to see 3 changes to the 11 that took on LAFC last midweek. You see Arturo Astorga, Sergio Rivas, and Mukwele Akale all getting their starts here tonight.
Yeah, Astorga just slotting in on the right for Abdi Mohamed. Rivas in midfield. it's going to be really good to see him. Akale back from his one-game suspension as well. But as we spoke about just a bit before, Greg Hurst leading the line up there as well with Aquele and Flanagan in and around him. It's going to be a really interesting matchup up there.
For the visitors here, Birmingham Legion FC looking like this. You see 2 changes from the midweek side there that lost to Rhode Island. It's Moses Mensah and a familiar face here to New Mexico United supporters, Preston Tabort Ataka. He's getting the start here tonight, and a very thin bench here, Chris. Just 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper listed in the subs for the visitors.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, everyone will remember Tabor Ataka, and New Mexico United fans hoping that he doesn't come back like former players tend to do and bite them tonight.
That's our center official, Luis Diego Arroyo. He's going to be running the show here tonight. And the third matchup between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion is underway here from the lab. An hour late, but better late than never here, right, Chris?
Yeah, there was a period there when we were a little worried that it might be a really, really late night. So the fact that we're only an hour late is... I'm more than happy to deal with that right now.
The 3 Sparks looking to ask some questions early as Enzo Martinez hits one hopper there to Alex Tambakis. That is the USL Championship all-time saves leader, Alex Tambakis, coming into tonight with 576 career saves.
It's interesting, Tambakis obviously playing the majority, if not all of the minutes for New Mexico United, and on the other side of it, Birmingham Legion have already used 4 goalkeepers so far this season. And it's they actually come in tonight with the 8th worst defensive record in the entire USL Championship. Maybe that's a reason why they've used 4 goalkeepers.
When you talk to Eric Quill, especially when they play here at home, he wants to get off. He wants to get the first big chance. And that's something that you've seen Birmingham Legion, they've been susceptible to here this season, Chris. In 19 matches played, they've conceded first in 13 of those 19 matches. And the last 2 matches, they've given up a goal within the first 11 minutes.
Yeah, and that's an issue. If you give a team a head start and give them something to hold on to, especially a New Mexico United team, if that happens tonight, where so strong at home right now as well, then you're fighting an uphill battle. You leave yourself open to counter-attacks and maybe getting caught again. So it's really important for Birmingham Legion to get off to a good start tonight and try and avoid chasing the game early on. But you can see both teams just a little sloppy to start off with, just kind of getting a feel for it. Obviously, it's hard for players not knowing exactly when the game's going to start. They were able to get a full warm-up in. Where the referees decided that they would just delay the game and make sure that they got the full allotted warm-up, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's the uncertainty, the anxiety, it's a little difficult for players, so it might take them a little time to settle.
That's the gaffer, Eric Quill, 3rd head coach in club history. What a season he's having here with the black and yellow, of course, making it to the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open Cup, that run just coming to an end. And here in league play, where his side, Chris, have been sitting in first place in the Western Conference for over a month now, with a perfect home record this season. In fact, dating back to last season, the streak reaching double digits. Is Legion looking to ask some questions here, and that one played up and over the bar. It was McCartney. He's been in a good run of form here lately, Chris. Over his last couple of games, has a goal and an assist.
He's looked lively as well. He drifts in from the left-hand side on an absolute wicked right foot, as you see there, and it's the same for them on the other side. There's a decent bit of balance to this Birmingham team with Kasim coming in off the right-hand side on his left foot. Scored an absolute screamer midweek against Rhode Island. If any of the United fans want to look it up on YouTube, absolute banger. So it's something that New Mexico United, I'm sure, have talked about and are concerned about.
Flanagan looking to chase this one down. Good defensive play there from Kavita. Kavita, a USL Championship veteran. He's one of 7 players in championship history to eclipse the 20,000 minute mark. Just incredible stuff. Still playing at a high level. The captain for this Birmingham Legion side. That's Tommy Sohn, the headman on the opposite touchline. Birmingham Legion's first ever head coach back in 2019. Osu looking to find Flanagan. Flanagan, he's through, plays it back, and it's dealt with by Cronali, but Avion Flanagan causing problems early, as he's done in the last 2 league matches for New Mexico United, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he's knocking on the door. 2 games in a row where it was a deflected shot that went in for a goal, and there, should he have shot?
There's a quick look at our Garcia Automotive Group keys to the game for New Mexico United. Keep an eye on Enzo. Utilize the home field advantage. Get Alex Tambakis a clean sheet. He's got 5 of them so far in 15 appearances. His corner kick sent in and hit by Arturo Astorga. Not a half-bad effort.
That was a David Beckham to Paul Scholes kind of attempt right there. That it worked for the Man United duo, and I tell you what, that would have been goal of the season. I'm saying it right now, but that was ambitious and clearly something that maybe they'd thought of before the game even started, and something that they'd drawn up.
Arturo Astorga making his 20th league appearance in his young professional career, still in search of his first goal. What a goal that would have been. Reminds me of another outside back for New Mexico United that scored their first career goal. In fact, is on the goal that the black and yellow are attacking now. It's Austin Yearwood. Won the league's Goal of the Year award just a few seasons ago. Here's Herbert. Again, picks out Flanagan. What a touch. Run from Gloucester, and good defensive play there from Dodson.
So early on, that diagonal ball out to Flanagan is definitely something. You can see Tony Herbert. He's the one that New Mexico United, the centre back that they're trying to play through, and he just keeps picking out that pass where Flanagan's in tons of space out there. It's, can he find that end product tonight?
Tony Herbert had an incredible match against LAFC, did Herbert. Here's Flanagan once again going at Dodson. Ball takes a deflection, and it's going to be a second corner kick here of the evening for New Mexico United. Here's a quick look at our Ben Sherman Law injury report. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. It's Christian Nava. Of course, he is out long-term. Makwele Akale here to take this Topo Chico Hard Seltzer corner kick. Hello, crisp, refreshing taste. Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's the outswinger, and it's Cronali heading this one away. The former New Mexico United man, Preston Tabordataka, called for the foul going through the back there of Minan Hosu. Another look there on our TLC replay. Replays tonight brought to you by TLC Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Defend your home with TLC's service experts. This 529 game update brought to you by the Education Plan, New Mexico's state-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. Martinez looking for Preston Tabordataka, the offside flag goes up. Ten minutes gone by. Still pretty early here, Chris.
Yeah, it looks like Birmingham Legion are going to be quite happy sitting in a pretty low block here, just kind of inviting New Mexico United to have as much of the ball as they want, but keeping things compact, side to side, front to back. So it's going to be up to New Mexico United. Here you can see Maples on the ball, just surveying the situation, trying to work out, pick the lock. But it's going to be up to New Mexico United to find the right tempo. Great little entry pass by Herbert. Once you get at this back line, can they find those passes in behind? 2, 4, 5. You can see how quickly Legion get 5 players on the back line and sit really deep. So it's going to be a test of patience, you would think, and and being wary of, if you do commit bodies forward, don't get caught on the counter-attack by Legion, because it looks like they're set up to basically sit in and try and counter-attack for the evening.
Well, and New Mexico United fans know what Preston Tabordataka is capable of. He is one of the fastest players in the USL Championship. And when you've got a player like Enzo Martinez and even Jake Roof sitting there behind him, really have the ability to pick him out. Here's Greg Hurst. He's unable to control that ball. It will still be a throw in here for the home side. It's the Texas native Talon Maples. Oh, Flanagan. And Flanagan called for the foul. What a touch.
What a first touch. I even gasped a little bit where first touch, nutmeg, absolutely unbelievable. And then you can see it was almost just a little frustrating. Great turn of pace, but decent defending. I get the feeling if Dodson didn't realise he was going to have a busy night, I think tonight, now after he's been attacked 4 or 5 times in a row, very early on, he knows he's in for a night now.
Look at our current weather conditions. Of course, we did have some storms in the area. Earlier, as Legion threw on goal here, it was McCartney, but the offside flag is up. McCartney already with a couple of good looks on goal here, Chris.
Yeah, we mentioned him earlier. He's been in a good vein of form. But I tell you what, New Mexico United, they've caught Birmingham Legion already 3 times, I think it is, offside. Preston's been called twice, and McCartney in that instance as well. So they're holding a good line. They're being disciplined. They know where each other are and stepping up, following the ball. So, but it's something to be wary of, that's for sure.
This is just the 3rd meeting all time between these two clubs. If you're curious how the results look, it's 2 wins to Birmingham Legion. First time these two clubs played was right here at the Lab. That back on June 25th of 2022, so a couple seasons ago. It was a 2-0 win for the visitors. Juan Agudelo and Enzo Martinez on the score sheet that day. Agudelo actually with a goal and an assist. And then if you look at their most recent meeting last season, that in Birmingham, it was a 1-0 victory for Legion. Nico Brett on the score sheet that day, the former New Mexico United striker. So all of that to say, the black and yellow not only looking for their first point against Birmingham Legion, Chris, they're looking for their first goal against Birmingham Legion. Flanagan plays this one through for Greg Hurst. Back to Flanagan and quickly double-teamed, ball taken off his feet. Here's Preston. Great defending there from Maples. Herbert just overhits that one.
Yeah, we mentioned in the opener about Birmingham really struggling. It's been a really up and down season so far for them. They've actually scored roughly about the same as New Mexico United. It's conceding goals. They've conceded 7 more goals in 3 more games. But they are better away from home than they are at home. Of their 27 points, 17 of those have come on the road, only 10 at home. So they are comfortable travelling. The one thing that's the unknown tonight is obviously the game midweek against Rhode Island. New Mexico United had a bit of a quieter week, maybe rest and recover after the emotion of that LAFC game. So does that take a toll later on as well? Obviously the smaller bench, maybe that's because of the pile-up of games, but New Mexico United sitting top of the West, 3 games in hand on the next closest team, so really sitting pretty right now.
Third match in 8 days for Birmingham Legion. Third start of the season for Trevor Spangenberg, as he has started each of the last 2 matches. He's between the sticks here tonight. It's got to be tough, Chris. You're traveling like that. And Birmingham Legion actually not even getting into town until yesterday afternoon as Hosu goes down, and that does not look good. As Gloucester able to pick this one away. Hosu able to get up as Gloucester, he goes down. Play on, says the official. As Flanagan, his cross dealt with, but Gloucester down. It looks like we might see a yellow card issued. We will. And the training staff coming on here for New Mexico.
Yeah, the one thing, the worrying, Gloucester looks like he's in a lot of pain. That's worry 1. Worry 2 is Hosu seems like he's been able to walk it off. And here's a look at the tackle here. I mean, he actually touched the ball. He actually got the ball. It was a full-blooded challenge. Maybe his trailing leg. It's hard to see from here. Well, the referee was right on top of it, and he called it immediately. But the really worrying thing for me here is the Hosu, he just seemed to crumple to the ground. No one near him, non-contact, and just crumpled to the ground. One of his teammates was trying to stretch him out. He's walking very gingerly. He's testing out. It looks like it's his right ankle that he's having issues with. So hopefully, like I say, those non-contact ones are the ones that you really worry about.
So while we've got a break in the action here, let's check in on some scores around the league. A couple of big results. That's a big result there for Tampa Bay at Indy to shut out the 11. They're one of 3 heavyweights, 2 of 3 heavyweights, I should say, in the Eastern Conference. 3-1 win there for Riverhounds over Hartford. They had 3 goals in the opening 22 minutes, I believe it was. Riverhounds, you see 83rd minute there between Tulsa and Memphis. Upcoming trips to the lab for both of those clubs, actually. Orange County, San Antonio early on, that one on the Golasso Network. 0-0 so far. And then tomorrow, make sure to check this one out on CBS. It's Oakland Roots taking on their Bay Area rivals, Sac Republic. As New Mexico United fans will be keeping an eye on that one, as Sacramento, Oakland Roots, they are 2-3 in the Western Conference. But it looks like we're ready to go back here again. 18th minute. After a brief injury stoppage, here's a Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. Finds the feet of Preston Tabordataka. Hosu looks to be moving okay.
Yeah, the entire stoppage there, he was testing his ankle, it looked like. But yeah, he's definitely moving at full tilt there, you would say. So that's good to see. Like Gloucester, there's Gloucester. He's back on the field as well because he was walking very gingerly as he walked off the field. So good to see him back on the pitch as well.
Gloucester goes down again. And this was something, Chris, that we heard on that call with PRO, the referees. Repeated fouls on a certain player. Something to keep an eye on here.
Yeah, and that time it's I
believe it was
Corgale.
Yep.
Yeah, stepping out from his centre back role. He's a big boy stepping out from the back there, and Gloucester just skipping inside, and he's gone through the walls the last couple of minutes here, poor guy.
And it looks like Gloucester's night might be done just with that gesture there from Carlos Olivas, the director of sports medicine here for the club. And this is a look at the USL Championship Western Conference. So as we mentioned, Oakland, Sacramento nestled right there behind the black and yellow, And so New Mexico, they do have some games in hand. But still, big matchup between 2 and 3 tomorrow on CBS.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland Roots on 20 games, Sacramento on 18 games, New Mexico United tonight's their 17th game. So, like I say, 3 games on Oakland Roots, and a couple of wins and a tie, and there's some real daylight. And then you look at the Eastern Conference as well, if New Mexico United are to win those games in hand, they're talking about, really being up there in terms of point totals to put pressure on Lou City for the most points in the entire season, in the entire USL Championship.
That is an award you can win called the Supporter Shield. So New Mexico,
that's the word I was looking for.
Looking to contend for that here for the first time. And so we are hearing that Gloucester's night is done here. And so a 20th minute substitution taking place for New Mexico United due to injury. So Gloucester will see his way to the bench, but that's going to bring back a familiar face here for New Mexico United fans, Will Seymour. Appearances have become pretty thin for Seymour as he's dealt with some various injuries, only making his 7th appearance of the season for the club. This is somebody who is a mainstay in this back line over the last couple of years, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, lots of experience. It looks like he's going to slide into right back. Astorga's gone over to left back over there. So a little reshuffling. The really disappointing thing here is that Chris Gloucester's night's been ended by two. I have to say the first tackle was meaty but fair. The second one was a straight up nasty tackle as well, so that's going to be the frustrating thing, is that it's been ended by two pretty bad tackles, one for sure, but not a bad sub to be able to bring on with Will Seymour. Like I say, the amount of experience he has, maybe a little unfamiliar in terms of stepping into right back. He was played more central last season. He was centre back or played as the 6, but I'm sure he's more than capable out there.
And so what we're seeing here formation-wise, so Astorga actually is going to move over to the left side, and Will Seymour will slot in at right back. Now, this is a position you've seen Will Seymour play from time to time for this club, and so it's not like he's out of his depth by any means. New Mexico looking to counter here. Zico Bailey has that taken off his feet by Prosper Kasim. This is Will Seymour's first appearance since June 2nd, Chris, back in Monterey Bay. He was a second half stoppage time substitute. So this is going to be his longest spell on the field in quite some time.
Yeah, and I mean, he found himself out of the team, because of the Coach Quill. I mean, look at the defensive, look at the back line, how well they've played. Maples, Herbert, keeping Kaelan Ryden out of the team as well. So performance-wise, the guys who are on the pitch have been doing the job for the team. And there's been a couple of injury issues in there, I believe, as well while he's been out there. So it's been a frustrating start of the season, I think you would say. But again, I think obviously there will be no reservations about throwing him in this early on. The other option was probably Jackson Dubois, and maybe Coach Quill think of going for experience rather than Jackson. Just for this long in a game that's still kind of teetering. No one's really found, neither keepers really have been tested properly yet either, so both teams really finding their feet.
Rivas and Hurst looking to link up here. It's the Albuquerque native, Sergio Rivas. And the play going to be called back. Enzo Martinez not thrilled with Luis Diego Arroyo right now.
It must have been after the ball was played. I don't know if we can get a replay of that, but yeah, because I followed the ball. I didn't really see, but as you can see, Martinez is letting the referee know exactly what he thinks. So he's probably got to be careful. He's being pretty forceful in the words he's using there, but you can see, yeah, just after he just stood his ground. He would say as a centre back, I'm going to stick up for him as a fellow centre back. It's really hard to become invisible in that moment, but New Mexico United will take it, a great opportunity to put the ball in the dangerous area here.
So a Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico. It's a Kale. No problem there for Spangenberg. So Luis Arroyo this season, this is his 5th match that he's officiated. Giving out 19 yellow cards in those 4 matches. So that's an average of 4.8 cards per match. Already seen 1 given out tonight. It was Hamoda back in the 15th minute. Yellow card brought to you by the guys over at Ferguson Law Firm. Here's Kasim. Prosper Kasim out of Ghana, the 27-year-old. He's been with Birmingham Legion since 2019. Ball judged to have gone over the line there on Astorga. Tambakis, we mentioned, already 5 clean sheets in 15 appearances this season so far, Chris. That's good enough for 1.07 goals against average so far this year. It's been a standout campaign for the Greek god of saves.
That's a great little saying there, mate. Yeah, I mean, and I think Tambakis, when called upon, has pulled off some terrific saves. The Switchbacks game was the last time you and I were watching a game together. Was that? But Maples and Herbert have probably made his job a little easier as well. They've been stellar, and the 2 centre backs in front of him as well. Rivas
looking to pick out Flanagan. Hosu, I believe, got in the way, and a bit of a miscommunication there between teammates. And this is going to be a goal kick here for Spangenberg.
I think it was offside, and it's almost as if Hosu had just left it for Flanagan, he was running onto it. You can see here, and he kind of gets in the way. And because he touches it, and then Hosu takes it, that means he's offside. If Flanagan was able, it looked like he was taking it down on the chest for himself. And Hosu just kind of got in the way a little bit there and obviously drifted offside. So, again, Flanagan, he's had a lot of the ball in dangerous areas. So far, hasn't been able to find the killer pass or the finish to finish off any of these really, the good-looking chances that he's getting.
Good touch there from Hamoda. Plays it down to Preston. The offside flag up once again. A little bit of a celebration there between Maples and Herbert. Touched on it, Chris. I believe that's the 4th offside they've done?
And that's frustrating because Preston and Hamoda, they had Herbert completely outnumbered on that side of the field. There was no need to be offside. He had the run of the field over there, so just went a little bit too early.
This ball looking dangerous for Hurst, but good defending there. That was Kavita, the captain. Long ball here, no problem for Talon Maples. Zico Bailey. The Philippine international Zico Bailey. Played for the Philippines during the World Cup qualifying window just about a month or so ago. Herbert looking to find Astorga here and overhits the El Paso native.
It's that big diagonal that they're looking for again from Herbert. It's every time it comes into him. Astorga was Gloucester, releases from that left back role and tries to create a 2v1 against the right back Dodson on that right hand side for Birmingham. So that's definitely something that New Mexico United are trying to do as well.
Fans, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golasso Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. It's Herbert looking for Zico. It's Mensah now going the other way. Kasim pokes this one forward. Falls to McCartney. Good interception there from Zico. New Mexico looking to counter now. Here's Flanagan. Plays it out. Here's Rivas. Hosu. Still Hosu. Plays a cross in, and Spangenberg able to get there.
That wasn't a bad idea there. It's Hosu's, it's going to be tricky for the goalkeepers. It is raining right now as well, so some slick conditions down on the pitch side. But again, Flanagan had the ball in a decent area and decided to play negative with the ball. But New Mexico United, I was just about to say before the interception that you mentioned, that was the most passes, I believe, that Birmingham Legion had completed together, where they'd managed to get 3-4 passes, and that was the best spell of possession that they'd had. And then right as the words were about to leave my mouth, they gave the ball away. Really struggling to get hold of the ball. I think New Mexico United have had something like 75% of the ball so far in the opening 30 minutes of this game. Just complete domination in terms of possession, but really haven't been able to carve out any chances from it.
And that's been sort of the opposite of the trend lately for Birmingham Legion. They've conceded a first half goal and gone down 4 out of their last 5 matches. Conversely, they've only scored in the first half in 3 out of 19 matches so far this season, and so they've got to be at least a little bit pleased with some of their efforts going forward. McCartney's had a couple of good chances. Another offside flag goes up. An hour weather delay, but that did not turn away much of the black and yellow faithful, Chris, as you can hear the supporter section in full voice down here.
Yeah, still a decent crowd in. You can see there's a few umbrellas and ponchos being worn. It's coming down pretty good, the rain, especially for us desert dwellers here. But yeah, it's a really, really decent crowd. There was during the rain delay, we were worried that maybe people would head on out and just watch from the comfort of their own homes and obviously maybe listen to us. But they've all stuck around, and it's a decent atmosphere, and it's been a decent game so far as well.
It's been a good watch here through the first 32 minutes. So New Mexico United looking to pick up their first win against Birmingham Legion. What a challenge there from Tony Herbert. He had to get that one right. Made a few plays like that against LAFC in their most recent match.
Yeah, and that was Enzo Martinez just starting to pull the strings in midfield. First time we've really mentioned his name, and he was trying to play just a little slotted ball, and it was well read by Herbert, and at full stretch managed to cut it out. So another offside. Again, really disciplined back line by the black and yellow there.
That's a good look at the current precipitation situation, if you will. Where we've seen a good bit of rain here over the last 4 or 5 days. I like it as you put it there, Chris, for us desert dwellers. Is officially summer monsoon season here in the high desert. So there's been storms popping up pretty much every evening, which in all honesty, it's been nice because it's brought the temperature down a little bit. Zico looking to link up with Astorga. He does. Goes the run of Flanagan. Astorga chooses Hurst. Falls back to Astorga. Here's Zico now. Flanagan. Black and yellow probing around here. Here's Seymour. 32 appearances, 28 starts for Will Seymour last season. Last couple years, he's led the team in interceptions, 40 last year, 56 the year prior to that. Here's Rivas. Finds Seymour again. Herbert just kind of blindly hit that, it seemed. Hamada. Challenge judged to be fair by the center official. Here comes Zico Bailey looking for Greg Hurst on the through ball and straight to Spangenberg.
You can see New Mexico United, like that ball that you mentioned from Herbert, that was just kind of, kind of hit blindly into the box, and it's there's just someone running on the pitch there. That's an easy way to not get invited back, unfortunately. But yeah, it was just a little bit out of frustration. So disciplined, Birmingham Legion.
Cross goes in from Preston. Sorry to cut you off there, Chris. And that ball goes up and out. And it was just a strange situation that just unfolded.
Yeah, because Tambakis, I think the supporter was trying to get a selfie with Tambakis, so he wasn't concentrating on the game. Yeah, and the guys ran back into the crowd, and it looks like he's disappeared. So, but yeah, that was really, really odd situation. But yeah, getting back to the discipline of Birmingham Legion, right before that ball was played in by Herbert, which was just just a blind cross into the box, hoping for a knockdown from Greg Hurst. It was just, Birmingham Legion had 6 players across the 18-yard box defending their 18-yard box, just so deep and so compact. There's no space for New Mexico United to play at all.
It's going to take something special to unlock this Birmingham Legion defense. Here's Martinez looking for McCartney. Cross goes in. Headed away by Astorga. Finds Crognali. Back to McCartney. Offside flag up once again. Fans, you can tune into ESPN2 for USL Summer of Soccer Showdown as last season's top 2 sides from the East and West face off in an interconference clash, with perennial powerhouse Sacramento Republic hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That's Saturday, August 3rd at 11 p.m. Eastern.
It's interesting, there's just been a little tweak by Coach Quill and the coaching staff where Flanagan and Quelle have switched sides. Flanagan now operating on this right-hand side in front of Will Seymour, and Quelle just in front of Astorga. So trying just to do, with the personnel that are still on the pitch, just trying different little combinations, see if something can unlock this very stubborn Birmingham Legion defense tonight.
Yeah, Mukwele Akale, he's someone that he may not start every match, but when he does play, he is an absolute creator, Chris. He comes in second most chances created on this team, just shy of Marco Micheletto, but you see what the flashes of brilliance from Mukwele Akale.
Yeah, for sure, and obviously dangerous from set pieces as well. But when we've done games and talked about him, it's the first 2-3 steps. He's so quick over those first couple of steps. He's hard to handle for defenders because he's so quick to change direction.
Here he comes. It's Mukwele Akale looking to thread it through for Hurst, and just out of reach of the Scotsman. What an attack there.
Yeah, it was lightning quick. It was out of nowhere, and Will Seymour won the ball at right back, and then suddenly there's Quelle just sprung, and I think he just got the cross. It might have just bobbled right before he hit it, so it just came off a little funny. You can see, I don't think Hurst was actually that close. It looked a little more dramatic than it was. But I believe it was just because Quelle just didn't quite get the connection right. Again, I think it just took a little bobble right as he was about to hit it. So it came off his shin and came off a little hotter than what he planned. But that was more like it, though, getting into those dangerous positions and then putting the ball in behind the Birmingham Legion defenders, make them defend facing their own goal. It's been too easy for them to just drop off and stay compact and defend facing our goal.
Here's Kasim. Bordataka offside as Kasim lets this one fly, and sends that one up and over the roof of the picnic pavilion. "40 minutes gone by here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst, thanks for hanging out with us here. A delayed kickoff just by 1 hour, not bad. Happy to be playing some Saturday night USL Championship soccer here. Rivas able to hang on to that one. Here's Zico Bailey. He's dangerous from this range. Down goes Bailey. No call from the official. Legion now looking to counter. McCartney finds Kasim, who finds Preston. To Bordataka, the former New Mexico United man, cuts it back. Preston, the kick save from Tambakis. Here's Mensah. The Ghanaian finds McCartney. What a turn. Back into the middle. Shot goes in. It's deflected right to Tambakis. I have a feeling if that's not deflected, I think that might go in, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell from the angle that we're at, but that deflection from Enzo Martinez could have gone anywhere as well. Very, very fortunate for New Mexico United that just fell into the grateful hands of Tambakis. But the game all of a sudden just opened up. A couple of chances from New Mexico United. I thought that Zico Bailey could have maybe pulled the trigger. Was looking to dribble through a brick wall there. And then up the other end, the counter-attack that we talked about earlier. And there's Preston Bordataka. Just looks like he's stretching the game, and that's why he's getting caught offside so much, is he's just playing off the shoulders. There's so much space behind the high line of New Mexico United, and they're just starting to get a couple of the timing of those runs a little better and able to find some space there.
Maples. He's been the Iron Man of this New Mexico United side, Talon Maples. He's the only player to have played every single minute of USL Championship action so far. Count it all up coming into tonight. 1,440 minutes. Tack on another 42 to that. Scored here at the lab. Actually, in the last match that we did together, Chris, against Colorado Springs, it was that late penalty that gave New Mexico United the win. McCartney looks to switch the field, finds Kasim. Here's Dodson now, the loanee. Finds Tony Herbert. Back to Kasim now. "43rd minute, scoreless so far between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion. Hosu pokes this one forward. Really no threat there. This is the 15-year-old Ramez Hamoda on a yellow card since the 15th minute. Hamoda actually helped guide the U.S. U15 men's youth national team to the 2023 CONCACAF Boys U15 League A Championship. That's a mouthful. Moda actually came over from the Sporting Kansas City Academy, joined them 4 years ago back in 2020, at the age of 11.
"15 years old," is that what he said?
That's what the Birmingham Legion match notes tell me.
I'm not gonna hold, hold you to blame for that not being quite accurate, but yeah, it's great to see so many young players. Like I said, we've got Jackson Dubois on the pitch. We had, Winston Starr, 16-year-old, playing against FC Juarez a couple of weeks ago. Philadelphia Union broke the record for the MLS with their academy player stepping on the field a couple of days ago as well. So youth and we've got the European Championships. Yamal from Spain just being the storyline of the entire tournament.
Here's Quelle. Quelle just ran out of real estate there. Able to get it back to Quelle and called for the foul. Yeah, I think it's exciting to think about the future of our sport in our country. So into stoppage time we go. 4 minutes of New Mexico Pinon Coffee stoppage time, celebrating 30 years of great coffee since '94. Well, we've got a second. Let us tell you about Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Goes back to Tambakis. Hosu. Hurst giving chase to it. Battling with Crognali. It's back to Spangenberg, and Greg Hurst just being a nuisance.
Yeah, that was Greg Hurst, just the tenacity and so fast as well.
Hurst finds Zico. Here's Bailey, unleashes one, and just sends it over the bar. And that is Zico Bailey territory.
Yeah, and again, that was just all from Greg Hurst chasing down a lost cause. Just ran 60 yards to put pressure, then put the keeper under pressure as well. Wins a throw in, gets it, squares it. And yeah, we've seen Zico Bailey score from that kind of range, and he'd probably be a little disappointed to not even hit the target there.
Zico Bailey, he's got 2 goals this season. Shouldn't say this season, but in the U.S. Open Cup this season, it was against Real Salt Lake, and both of them 2 minutes apart from that general area that he just unleashed that same shot from.
They were almost exactly the same as well. It was almost like there was a glitch in the matrix, and we were watching exactly the same goal. An accidental replay almost.
Hosu finds Quelle. Here's Astorga now. Ball given away. Rivas getting the start in front of the home crowd here tonight. Here's Quelle. Tried to get around Crognali. And goal kick, says Luis Diego Arroyo.
Sorry, you could just see there, Sergio Rivas, he played a ball into, I think it was Zico Bailey, maybe it was Quelle initially as well, but there's so much, it's so congested in there, especially now since Flanagan's jumped onto the right-hand side and he wants to cut in on his left foot, and Quelle on his cutting in from the left on his right foot. It's made New Mexico United even narrower. Will Seymour's not naturally going to get forward. He is more, he played more central last year, and he doesn't venture forward as much as Astorga's trying to, but he's not left-footed. So it's New Mexico United a little narrow now, which is making it a little, let's say, just very congested right in front of the 18-yard box.
Once again, no home court slurs are allowed. You will be removed immediately. Thank you for your cooperation.
It's Mensah. Goes back to Kavita. Kavita out of Congo. It's Preston. Kasim now. Kasim unleashes one well off target. And that is going to be the last touch of the first 45 minutes. We are scoreless at the break here, Chris. 0-0 between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion. Your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, a bit of a chess match. Birmingham Legion clearly set up to not give anything away and try and counter-attack. New Mexico United a lot of the ball and maybe a little frustrated not being able to carve out more chances with it.
Halftime at your score, 0-0 between the Black and Yellow and the Three Sparks, brought to you by First Financial Credit Union. We'll step aside. We've got halftime coming your way.
I was born in Farmington, New Mexico, and learned to fish here on the San Juan. Watching the seasons, the bugs, and the trout. Lunker Alley, Simone Canyon, Lower Flats, and Texas Hold. This place is world famous, and for good reason.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I told the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gon' do it. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm Tulip. Bitch said that I be the hottest improved. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. Three, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I told the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gon' do it. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm Tulip. Bitch said that I be the hottest improved. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it.
Open letter to any team unlucky enough to have a New Mexico United home game land up on their schedule, AKA the curse. Dear insert random team name here. You are not the first someone from somewhere who tried to come here and conquer us, and you will not be the last. This is not a game, not to us. Consider it a blessing to witness this history in the making, this writing our own origin story where we are the heroes, where no one is coming to save you, and where victory, well, victory keeps repeating itself, repeating itself, repeating itself. Consider this the curse. The way we bury teams in the hole they dug for themselves in the first half, and how we turn around and make them want to break up with their hometown by the end of the second. Good food, good drink, good weather, good looks, and good times. We welcome you to this multiverse of riches. But when that whistle blows, we meow wolf like it's supper time and chupacabra is on the menu. We are the away game your mama warned you about, where we don't have fans, we have family, and they are bigger and louder than yours, where our ancestors even have season tickets. So if it feels like there's twice as many of us, it's because we are, from where the dances we do on this pitch are as sacred as grass is scarce, where football is our second tongue, bilingual enough to read the game with both feet, where being immune to altitude sickness is a thing, where it's never lonely at the top when somos unidos, where we no comprende, wait your term, or first year team, where we always take the field of battle like we got a big old sandia on our shoulder, where the chip is so close we can taste it. Welcome to the closest you will ever get to playing soccer on another planet, to the lab of all labyrinths, where we don't even charge extra for the chile and the sunsets are free. Well, our second sport is being unforgettable. And when it comes to that, we have nothing to lose.
Welcome back here to the lab. That was Hakeem Bellamy. That is Albuquerque's inaugural poet laureate, serving from 2012 to 2014. He's also a national and regional poetry slam champion. We saw that pre-match, Chris, and it gave me absolute goosebumps. We're back here. It's halftime at the lab. New Mexico United, Birmingham Legion, scoreless through the first 45. This is a look at these scores from around the league here so far. Tampa putting 2 past Indy 11 in Indy here earlier today. Pittsburgh Riverhounds putting 3 by Hartford. Tulsa shutting out Memphis 1-0. OC San Antonio still scoreless. And the big match that we talked about coming up tomorrow is part of the USL Summer of Soccer series. That's right, on CBS, CBS Sports Network, and ESPN2. Bunch of really, really good matches coming up your way. There was the one we touched on that's coming up tomorrow. There you see in the top left. But some others to keep an eye on here, Chris, as New Mexico United fans. There's a couple, and I'm looking specifically at the 2 on the bottom. You see Louisville City taking on Sacramento Republic. That one going to be a big-time matchup between an Eastern and Western Conference heavyweight. And then the one just to the right of that, Sac Republic, and, of course, El Paso Locomotive.
Paso Locomotive had a disappointing beginning, first half of the season here. But yeah, that game, Lou City against Sacramento, what an absolute battle that will be.
We're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be back with more halftime on the other side of this.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes when we walk past. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Shaw's in front of him, takes a deflection. Here comes Sacramento right back at Trevor Ammon.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
I don't know if they know it, but we have a deep hatred for Sacramento.
And this game is going to come to an end in a very chippy way.
So we always show out in Sacramento. A lot of it's from spite.
We love playing that rivalry.
I just make sure that my voice is good to go because I probably only got a half to use it because it's going to be gone.
We don't stop chanting. We don't stop drumming.
Yelling and screaming and chanting.
And we feel it's our responsibility to give the guys the energy.
There's just something about Oakland, and you don't get it anywhere else.
It's halftime here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst, thanks for hanging out with us. Week 20 of USL Championship action. It's New Mexico United, Birmingham Legion tied at the break 0-0. Let's take a look at how we got here. These are your first half highlights. And early on, it was Birmingham Legion, Chris. They had a few opportunities, but also a ton of offside.
Yeah, really well disciplined back line by New Mexico United. Kind of stopped any of the major issues that they were having, but there was a couple towards the end, specifically towards the end, where Birmingham Legion managed to break that down. That was a chance there where Flanagan tried to chest it down for himself to have a crack, and Husu just kind of caught in the way a little bit. It was a little clip pass you can see there. He was trying to settle it for himself, and Husu just ended up being in the same kind of area. And there was a bit of that by New Mexico United in the first half. It was close, but not quite good enough. There's a low dangerous cross. There was one from Quelle as well later on in the first half where it crosses into dangerous areas, but really only Greg Hurst to aim for, which will be something I'm sure they're talking about at halftime, trying to get more bodies in and around the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you can see it was Hosu that was getting involved quite a bit. And then once they switched up the wingers for New Mexico United, it was Quelle that found himself in the thick of the action for much of the latter parts of that first half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Quelle and Flanagan switching sides as well has had positive and negative effects. I'd say it's made New Mexico United a little narrower, but also they've been able to get around the outside, put some balls in, and cut in on their strong foot and maybe take some shots. But that's really it. The expected goals, the actual saves and dangerous chances have actually fell to Birmingham Legion. Yeah, they've had more shots, but New Mexico United have had so much of the ball, and it'll be interesting to see how Birmingham set up in the second half to see if they're a little more adventurous. Yeah,
this is a look at your halftime stats here, brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. It's New Mexico United with 2/3 of the possession, as you mentioned there, Chris. Couple shots on target. You've got one on frame for Birmingham Legion. It was the one that we just saw there, one of the last highlights, the deflection from Enzo Martinez right in front of Alex Tambakis. But this one, it's been sort of a chess match, as you alluded to.
Yeah, it is, and Birmingham Legion are so quick to get bodies behind the ball as well, where it's so hard to unlock a defense that's just so compact. So it's going to be up to New Mexico United to be able to up the tempo and get a little more creative in the final third with some 1 and 2 touch passing to try and create those chances.
That is our halftime programming here at the Lab. We'll be back with the second half of play here coming up on ESPN+.
Win on three, 1, 2, 3. I tell the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it.
This dance was born here. It became the legacy of my family. 6 hoops, many forms. Eagle, butterfly, water serpent, Mother Earth. When I dance, it brings me home.
Back here at the Lab, an hour delayed and just 45 minutes left to go in this one between the black and yellow and the Three Sparks. It's New Mexico United taking on Birmingham Legion FC as we take a look at our Week 19 Team of the Week. It's Junior Eto, who is your Player of the Week. Bob Lilly from Pittsburgh Riverhounds, your Coach of the Week. There you see Birmingham Legion's Derek Dodson getting the nod at right back. He has been busy here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a busy night, and yeah.
let's go ahead and have a look here at our standings as we're just about ready to kick off here in the second half, as New Mexico United looking to keep their perfect home record intact. This is a Western Conference coming into today. There you see New Mexico United atop the conference by 5 points with a couple games in hand. They're on third place Sacramento Republic. As we've already mentioned a couple times, big-time matchup between Oakland Roots and Sac Republic taking place tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. It's Alex Tambakis. He's going to be defending the goal in front of the supporters section, as the black and yellow looking to find a little bit of magic here in the second half. So we're hearing there was a substitution at the half for Birmingham Legion. It's Kobe Hernandez-Foster coming on to replace Jake Roof. You'll see that switch taking place there in the midfield as Kobe Hernandez-Foster wearing the green boots. Back underway here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst, thanks for hanging out with us. It's certainly late back in Birmingham, so if you're staying up, we do appreciate it. And if you're watching a little bit later here in New Mexico on KOAT Channel 7, welcome. So we've already mentioned New Mexico looking to keep their perfect home record intact here. There are also only 2 home wins from equaling Real Salt Lake's run of 9 consecutive home victories to start a season that set back in 2017. Here's Hurst. Seymour looking to place a ball into the box. He does. And it falls, comes back across. One goes over the head of Makwele Akale. It's going to be a throw in here for New Mexico.
I could have sworn Sergio Rivas just kicked that straight out of play, and I'm pretty sure that's what the Legion players are saying as well.
I too was a little confused by that. Here's Herbert. So we mentioned the 7 straight victories to start this season. Well, how about we look back, Chris? Going back to last season, New Mexico, they've actually won 10 consecutive matches here at the lab. That's just 3 away from equaling Orlando City's league record of 13 straight home victories. That all taking place during the 2014 season.
I was reading that article this morning as well, and to think that over a quarter of New Mexico United's home wins have all come in the last 10 months. So the last loss for them was September 2nd, I believe, 1-0 against Charleston Battery. Since then, New Mexico's home record completely unblemished.
Can pretty much look towards one man, and that's Eric Quill. One of the first things he said was that he wanted to make this place a fortress. As here comes the former black and yellow man, Preston Tabordataka. Runs out of room there.
See, speed kills though, right? It's like his pace is causing panic and uncertainty, and it was just a little... Maples just couldn't quite get his feet sorted, so the ball kind of broke to Boataka there, and then he's off to the races, and it takes 2 New Mexico United defenders to stop him.
Hernandez-Foster puts one on Tambakis. The follow-up from Enzo is going to be ruled out as the offside flag goes up on the Uruguayan. So he had a little bit of an early bout with the official, and he's calmed down a little bit since.
So you can already tell Birmingham Legion definitely pressing even higher in the second half.
What a ball here for Sergio Rivas. It's the Albuquerque native, Rivas, on his right foot. And Rivas blows the opportunity. Mensah furious with the assistant referee on the far side as to why the offside flag did not go up on Sergio Rivas.
Sergio Rivas will be absolutely devastated. That was a huge opportunity, and I was just saying, Birmingham Legion pressing so much higher already in the second half, but that of course leaves space in behind, and you had the freedom of the lab behind there, and the Legion defenders were furious with the assistant referee over on that side, but just as furious was Coach Quill, who actually walked behind the bench in disgust when the chance was squandered. So interesting start. I'd say Will Seymour's already playing about 25 yards higher than what he was at any point in the first half. And obviously, like I say, Birmingham Legion appear to be playing a little higher. Enzo Martinez playing almost alongside pressing to ball attacker when New Mexico United have the ball pressing out with 4-4-2 almost.
Fiesta Auto free kick here for Birmingham. Here's Crognali. Crognali been with Birmingham Legion since 2020.
This is the Fiesta Auto free kick.
Moda. Here's Enzo. That takes a deflection. Hosu now. Good ball there for Astorga. The break is on for the black and yellow. Here comes Arturo Astorga looking for his first professional goal. And a goal line clearance from Kavita denies Astorga, but what an opportunity.
Great ball. I think it was Hosu who spotted the run of Astorga. Astorga took off so early, and he had 80 yards to run into, basically, and he did everything right. Puts a decent save by the keeper to take the pace off it, and like any good defender should, Kavita just mops up the chance there and covers his goalkeeper as well, clearing it off the goal line.
Great defending there from Fanuel Kavita. Here's Zico now. Heavy touch. Hurst spinning around. Eventually it's going to be Enzo Martinez dealing with the pressure. Here's Preston. Not very many people make Nanan Hosu do that. Here's Preston now against Talon Maples. Hernandez Foster. Shot attempt blocked there by Seymour. It was Mensah. Comes back to Mensah. McCartney now. Suddenly this game has come alive here to start the second half, Chris.
Yeah, it's really opened up, turned into a little bit of a track meet. Both teams having attacking opportunities. Great for the fans to see. You got to say, the way that Coach Quill says that he prefers to play is a little more open, a little more attack-minded, and that's certainly how the team has come out in the second half here.
The competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sac Republic look for revenge against the red-hot Oakland Roots. That's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Then on August 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern, surging Detroit City hosts newcomer Rhode Island FC for the first time as the USL Summer of Soccer continues on the CBS network. Kobe Hernandez-Foster. Is it a coincidence that his name is Kobe and he's wearing number 8? Based on the fact that he's only 22, I don't think so. Kavita steps up to make the interception. No problem there for Tambakis. Alex Tambakis here tonight, making his 102nd league appearance for the Black and Yellow. This ball hit forward for Astorga. Too much on that one.
It's interesting there. Greg Hurst dropped really deep to try and get the ball off Tyler Maples there, and Conlaye just followed him the entire way. The centre-back just went everywhere with him, almost like a man-marking job he's doing on Greg Hurst, the big centre-back.
This is going to be a Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick here for New Mexico. Searching for the opening goal here this evening. The USL After Dark. We're live here at the lab in Albuquerque. It's Mukwele Akale to deliver this one. Plays it in, does Akale. Was looking for Seymour. As McCartney heads it back, it's going to be another corner kick. This one taken quickly. Flanagan. Astorga now. Maples. Don't typically see Talon Maples in that area.
Yeah, he looks like a natural at left wing there, right?
Errant pass from Hosu. It's going to be a throw-in now for Birmingham Legion. Spangenberg.
I think Greg Hurst and Kavita there just clashed heads as Hurst was trying to flick the ball on. Kavita trying to win the header as well. But it's about this time that maybe the coaching staff of both teams are starting to think about, do they stick or twist?
Here's McCartney. Trying to get all the way down to the end line. He does. Goal kick is the ruling. Can't watch the match? Turn on at SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. It's Tony Herbert, Trinidad and Tobago international. Herbert, 26. He's got one cap for his country. Had 8 clearances against LAFC, and ouch, you can see there on that replay. Just how awkwardly he kind of went down there. 60 minutes gone by here at the Lab. New Mexico still in search of their first goal scored against Birmingham Legion. This, their third matchup. Down goes Quelle. Quelle pops right back up. It's the former South Georgia Tormenta man. Quelle finds Rivas. Rivas finds the back of the net. Welcome back to the Albuquerque native. Sergio Rivas puts New Mexico United on top.
The game's been crying out for a little moment of quality, and it was Quelle who was on his backside 10 seconds before the ball's in the back of the net, manages to pop up and find Sergio Rivas, and Sergio Rivas, after the chance he had 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, ball gets stuck under his feet a little bit again, but he manages to create separation. That first touch just gets stuck under his feet, but he manages to get them sorted quick enough to unleash a beast of a shot, top corner. Nothing the keeper can do there.
Just the fourth start of the season here tonight for Sergio Rivas. Now he's bagged his second goal of the campaign. What is his 94th appearance for his hometown club?
And that's a big goal, because to tell you what, New Mexico United, they've not quite been at the races, I'd say, tonight. It's one of those games where partly maybe New Mexico United, and partly just the job that Birmingham Legion are doing in terms of it's so compact and so difficult to play against. And again, it was just that little moment of magic, just Quelle just running at defenders, terrifies them, and how quick he popped up. Just got away, and Enzo Martinez was trying to chase him down and couldn't keep up, and just slots the ball into Sergio Rivas, and Rivas made no mistake this time.
Here, New Mexico looking to hold on into the 62nd minute here now, Chris. And as we pass the 61st minute, that now marks 400 consecutive scoreless minutes here for New Mexico defensively. Last time they conceded a goal here at home was back on May 25th against SAFC. And another save from Tambakis right on cue.
Birmingham Legion are really going to have to come out of their shell now, and that'll give an opportunity for New Mexico United to pick them off on the counter-attack. Coming together in midfield, but they're just, in all the excitement, the most dangerous moments are the moments after you score a goal. There's maybe a rush of adrenaline, a lack in concentration, and as kids you're always talking about, the first 5 minutes after you score, you have to concentrate, and New Mexico United nearly fell foul of that there, but Tambakis was on hand to keep the clean sheet intact.
63rd minute, game on between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion. Here's a free kick for the visitors. It's Hernandez Foster. So he was looking for Hamoda there, the teenager.
Oh, right before that goal, that just tapped you on the shoulder, and it looked like New Mexico United were about to make some changes. But it looks like maybe they've decided to hold off on those now. I can't see. Looking over there now, it looks like the guys have gone back to warm up, so maybe Coach Quill and the staff have either had a change of heart in terms of who's coming off or what they were thinking of doing.
Here's Enzo Martinez. McCartney, he goes down. Play on, says the official. Here's Dodson now. Enzo. Still Enzo. Able to play this one in. And the header off target there from Preston Tabordataka. Mensah tried to keep it in, unsuccessful. Legion working quickly to pull one back.
I'd be very surprised if Zico Bailey gets away without getting a yellow card here. So in the build-up there, he absolutely, there it is, he absolutely lit up McCartney there and there. Great advantage played by the referee, to be fair. Enzo Martinez just got to the ball, and that was a huge chance for Preston Tavares. Just luckily for New Mexico United, he did not hit the target.
Zico Bailey shown yellow here in the 65th minute. That yellow card brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. When you've been fouled, call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for over 40 years. It's a big-time goal there for Sergio Rivas, his second on the season. That goal by Rivas brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. Looking for another goal here are the black and yellow. That cross there from Flanagan cut out. Seymour, he goes down. It's going to be a Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico.
Your attention, friends, with Gael Rodriguez. Gael Rodriguez, please report to Senior Medical Services at this point.
Talon Maples. 3 goals in all competitions this season. Here's Preston. And Maples is going to see yellow. 67th minute yellow card now shown to Talon Maples.
He's trying to make up for his own mistake there. Just got caught on the ball and stepping into midfield. And then the counter-attack was on and just pulled back. Tavares was always going to be a yellow card.
So Maples and Zico Bailey on yellow cards here for the hosts. Fiesta Auto free kick here. Enzo Martinez and Kobe Hernandez Foster both standing over this. Two-man wall. It's Flanagan and Bailey. It's Martinez runs over it. Hernandez Foster. And he was not far off there, Chris.
I've said this many times to you, Tyler, right, that you can always tell by the reaction of the goalkeeper how close it is, and how fast Tambakis got across his line. It seemed like he was at full stretch. It'd be interesting to see the replay if he pulls his hands back, but he wasn't sure whether that was going wide or not.
So a substitution here for New Mexico. Second substitution of the evening. Keep in mind, Gloucester substituted off back 20th minute due to injury. This one looks more tactical as Avion Flanagan will make way for Marco Micheletto. But another look here on this TLC replay, and yeah, that one had Tambakis a little bit worried.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell. Again, you can always tell by the keeper's reaction. And just interesting there when Marco Micheletto came onto the field, he just had a little word with Sergio Rivas. Sergio Rivas has moved out to this left-hand side. Gueles moved onto the right-hand side again. But after Rivas had moved onto the left, it was just a little word in the ear by Micheletto, just obviously some instructions from the sideline as well.
It looks like well, let's see.
I'm not sure anyone knows what's going on right now.
Looks like he's going to have Alex Tambakis retake this. Same result. Here's Kassim. Links up with Dodson. Dodson goes down. Derek Dodson on loan from Minnesota United. Doesn't have a first-team appearance for the Loons this season, but does have 5 appearances for their 2-team in MLS Next Pro. Here comes Micheletto, the substitute. Looking to find Akale, and unable to keep that one in is Makwele Akale.
Great surgeon run there from Micheletto from deep, and then he just overhits the pass a little bit, asking a little too much of Kwele. And he's been on the pitch for 70 minutes. Maybe Micheletto's feeling a little fresh after just stepping off the bench there. But great impetus from him in terms of driving the team forward.
Preston tracks this one down. Picked up by Herbert. His former teammate Will Seymour comes in. Oh, what a touch there from Enzo. And door shut by Talon Maples. Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go here at the Lab. It's New Mexico United on top 1-0. Sergio Rivas finding the back of the net 10 minutes ago in the 60th. That was his second goal this season, scoring for the first time since April 21st against North Carolina. Dodson finds Hernandez Foster. Kobe unleashes one. What a touch there from Zico.
Tell you what, Hernandez Foster, since he's come on, he has an absolute wicked left foot. 3 strikes now that I can remember just in the second half. All have been on target, and there it was Maples blocked it. Tambakis pulled off the save that Enzo Martinez put into the empty net, but was judged to be offside, and there was one other one as well. And yeah, he's got an absolute vicious shot.
Look, I've watched sports long enough, Chris, to know that people with the name Kobe that wear the number 8 are dangerous shooters. Here's Quelle. So New Mexico this season, we mentioned a perfect 7 for 7 coming into this one. They've scored the opening goal in 6 of those 7. Make that 7 out of 8 now. Here's Micheletto. Zico goes down, foul called. Fiesta Auto free kick upcoming. It's like a double change coming up here for Birmingham Legion. So we do get confirmation of the 2 substitutes. It is Stefano Pino and Miguel Perez coming on for Birmingham Legion. They'll be replacing Ramiz Hamuda, the teenager, and also Dawson McCartney. So Chris, from what I can tell, Birmingham have 1 sub left. It's AJ Patterson. Of course, they can sub their keeper if they'd like, Matt Van Okel. He's also on the bench, available for selection, but not very many options there for Tommy Sohn.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. You know, obviously only naming 16 on the game day roster, 2 spots unaccounted for. Be interesting, maybe post game if you know, whether that's down to injuries or just travel or congestion of fixtures.
Akale was looking back post. Crognali heads that one away. Birmingham missing a couple of key players in Tyler Pasher, who's tied for the team lead in goals. Not just that, but he's also your lead chance creator is Pasher. 38 chances created coming into this one here this evening. And you've also don't have Diba and Wegbo as well. He's got a couple of assists this season, doesn't Wegbo?
Clearly the coach and staff have seen something that they don't like. Will Seymour and Storger have just switched sides, so Storger's now right back and Will Seymour on the left here. Or maybe it's to Enzo Martinez has been drifting a little more to this right-hand side of Birmingham, so the left-hand side of New Mexico United, so maybe Will Seymour's going to be dealing with him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, or maybe it's because Pino stepped onto that left-hand side for Birmingham, so Astorga's maybe a better matchup for that as well.
Speaking of Astorga, heavy first touch. Turns that one over. Good to see Preston still loves him a step over or two. Miguel Perez. That is the former St. Louis man. 15 appearances for the first team in MLS last season. Kasim trying to get that one by Rivas. That's a little dangerous there.
There was just a little slip in the inside the 18-yard box there, and if that hadn't happened, that would have been really interesting because that cross was vicious. Had a ton of pace on it. Would have been very difficult to deal with, any kind of touch on it.
And so we will see the final substitute used by Tommy Sohn. It's going to be A.J. Patterson coming on. Looks like Prosper Kasim will make way. So no more substitutes available for Birmingham, so this is how they're going to look here for the next 12 minutes plus stoppage. Bring in a veteran like Stefano Pino, the 33-year-old Brazilian. He's got over 250 professional appearances under his belt. 74 career goals. Previously spent time with Indy 11. Scored 13 times for them back in the 2022 season. He's got 3 goals to his name this season for the Three Sparks. Here's Preston. And this ball just clipped over the crossbars. Tambakis. He's been called into action here the last few minutes here, Chris.
Yeah, that was an opportunity. New Mexico United just getting a little lapse in. Birmingham Leeds really pushing on as well here. Probably should have done better. Just had to guide it there. It's the substitute, Perez. Couldn't quite keep it down. It just bounced just before he was trying to play the shot and just couldn't keep it on target. And if he did, you got to say, Tambakis probably didn't have much chance with it. But luckily for New Mexico United, it goes blazing over the bar.
New Mexico still protecting this 1-0 lead in the second half. Not a ton of action over at the substitutes area for Eric Quill either. Here's Astorga.
Birmingham Legion are just pretty much going for it now, just playing a straight-up 4-4-2. Enzo Martinez not really being asked to defend too much, staying up high with pressing the ball of Taka, and there he is winning the ball high up the field as well. So New Mexico United are going to have to deal with the kitchen sink from Birmingham Legion for the last few minutes here.
Here's Perez, finds Dodson. Cross goes in, actually cross blocked. So a Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick coming up. Going to be Kobe Hernandez Foster here to deliver. Kobe Hernandez Foster actually signed with LA Galaxy when he was just 14 years old. As this one equalized at the back post. And a yellow card shown to Tambakis in the process. It's AJ Patterson, the substitute, drawing things level here in the 81st minute.
First look, he was wide open. I'm not sure what Tambakis was upset about. Maybe there was a pick somewhere in there. I didn't see it initially, but he was wide open, 6 yards out. And that goal's been coming since Sergio Rivas put New Mexico United ahead. New Mexico, it's been all Birmingham Legion. It really has. And that goal's been coming. You've got to say they probably deserve to draw level.
So no clean sheet on the night for Alex Tambakis as we get another look on this TLC replay.
It's Kavita. He just stops Tambakis getting anywhere near the ball there, just backs into him. The referee's missed it. And you see there, he's just leaning into him, and Tambakis is trying to create separation, but he couldn't. That's what he was upset about. And he's obviously overstepped the mark with his protests to the referee after the goal as well.
So the defensive scoreless streak for New Mexico comes to an end at 420 consecutive minutes here on home soil. That's the first goal they've given up since the 21st minute against San Antonio FC here at home. Back on May 25th, it was Luke Hawkinson. Here's Astorga. New Mexico with work to do. Micheletto. And he just drags it wide. Asking for a touch is Micheletto. He's not going to get it. You can now hear the black and yellow faithful turning up the volume here for the final 8 minutes plus stoppage, Chris. New Mexico looking to pick up their first point against Birmingham Legion.
Was that Patterson's first touch? He popped the ball in the back of the net from the corner. I don't remember him touching the ball after being subbed on. That might be a heck of a substitution there.
Here comes Legion once again. Astorga and Bailey able to put a stop to that. So hearing word that a couple of offensive substitutions incoming for Eric Quill. Daniel Bruce and Dayon Harris both waiting over at the technical area. And quickly actually being called away. Looks like they're just going to...
I think
Zico Bailey.
Yeah, they're planning on making subs, but then Zico Bailey's just gone down. I don't know if it's... hopefully it's just a little bit of cramp, but he's really struggling to put any kind of weight on. And there he's trying to stretch it out. So yeah, hopefully it's a little bit of cramp, but they might just be changing who the substitutions are for.
Finally a dead ball, and down goes Zico Bailey as he has a seat. 84th minute. So Bailey will receive some treatment there. It looks like training staff having a look at him. So Chris, 85th minute here. Not a whole lot of time, but Eric Quill looking to bring on Daniel Bruce, Dayon Harris. Talk a little bit about what those two players bring.
I mean, with Daniel Bruce, there's just going to be a bundle of energy, basically, right? And he'll be playing off the shoulder, and he draws free kicks as well, which will help get New Mexico United a little higher up the field. That's been the problem, right? They scored the one goal, then just dropped deeper. It was having nightmares after watching England do that for the whole summer as well. But yeah, so we'll get them a little higher. It'll be interesting to see whether it's for Greg Hurst, which it looks like it's not, or whether it'll be alongside. How much we'll be able to see by these subs, how much Coach Quill's really going for it, and you can see it's going to be Hurst and Bruce leading the line, and the pace of Harris as well is frightening. You were saying pressing a ball attacker is one of the fastest players. Well, there's one of the other ones as well, just stepped on the field. Fresh legs for the last, let's say, 10 minutes. You imagine there's going to be at least 5 minutes of injury time.
So it's Zico Bailey and Mukwele Akale making way. Dayon Harris and Daniel Bruce. Those substitutions brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. Positive outcomes for every New Mexican. I think just about every New Mexican hoping for a positive outcome for their side here tonight. Work to do. 86th minute. 1-1 here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst on hand. So immediately looking to find the substitute, Daniel Bruce. Down goes Patterson. Just felt Daniel Bruce's hand on his back and went down there. Veteran move from the Key Largo, Florida native. Patterson, the goal scorer, former Charleston Battery man. 25 appearances there last year. Here's Harris. Nicoletto has that deflected as well. Herbert goes back to Tambakis. Back to Spangenberg. Here's Nicoletto. Perez goes down. Nicoletto fouled. Oh, going to be brought back. Taken quickly there by Herbert. Here's Hurst. Ball given away.
It's been one of those nights for Hurst. He just hasn't been able to quite find the game, and Birmingham have done a really good job, obviously knowing how great a season he's had so far. They've had a guy pretty much man-marking him almost in the entire game. Now he's dropped a little deeper. He's in midfield with Zico Bailey going off. Nicoletto's just moved alongside Hosu.
Here's Hosu. Finds the run of Seymour. He's scored a dramatic late goal before has Seymour. This one finds Hurst, and he puts it over the crossbar. Decent opportunity there.
It was, and you can see, obviously, second half. I think first half, Will Seymour didn't really get over the halfway line, to my memory anyway. And second half, he's definitely made an effort to join the attack, and found himself in the 18-yard box. Wasn't quite comfortable enough going with his left foot trying to take on a shot, but puts a decent ball. It was just a little bit behind Greg Hurst, so you had to kind of lean back for it a little bit, and it ended up going over the bar.
Perez came in, caused a stir. No call from the official.
It's a little indecisive there by Tambakis. You look for your goalkeeper to just call off you. Tony Herbert was just desperate for Tambakis to take control in that situation, and the ball bouncing. As soon as the ball bounces, you fear that something bad's going to happen, and got away with one there.
To the 90th minute here at the lab. Stoppage time incoming. Here's Harris. He's looking for Hurst. Harris, 63rd minute sub versus LAFC. Really struggled to get involved in that one. Martinez pulls it back. Patterson, the goal scorer. Patterson! Feeling lucky from distance there. So officially into second half stoppage time. 4 minutes of New Mexico Pinon Coffee stoppage, celebrating 30 years of great coffee since '94. Here's Harris. Harris eventually draws the foul call.
You just see that turn of pace there by Harris. It took 2 Birmingham players to stop him, and it had to be a foul as well because he was off to the races.
Looking for some late magic here. New Mexico United tied 1-1 here with Birmingham Legion. Second half stoppage time. Here's Rivas, the goal scorer. Scored his first goal at home this season tonight. Storga looking to flick that one on. Throw in here for New Mexico. Already 1 minute of stoppage time gone by. Nicoletto. Here's Maples. Finds Seymour. Hurst. 7 goals for Hurst. Plays it in. The ball cleared. It's a dangerous ball there from Greg Hurst. Throw in for New Mexico. Seymour draws the foul. See that a couple times from Will Seymour each match. So Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico. It's taken quickly. Nicoletto finds Hurst. Nicoletto once again. Nicoletto, shot attempt blocked. Preston has his pocket picked. Harris able to play through some contact. Here's Hosu. Pass gets deflected back. Astorga now looking for the cross. And it's going to be a corner kick coming up here for New Mexico. A minimum of 4 minutes added on. At least 90 seconds to go here. Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. It's Nicoletto to send this one in. Is there a late moment of magic left in this one? Hernandez Foster able to win the ball off the corner, and Preston now looking to cause some problems against his former club, and his former teammate Tambakis comes up with the save.
Huge save by Tambakis there. Mexico United asking all the questions, and it just took one pass, and there was Preston in behind, and all of the lab held their collective breath, and huge save though.
Spangenberg will take his time here as Birmingham Legion looking to pop the perfect home record bubble of New Mexico United here tonight. Time dwindling in second half stoppage. Here's Hurst. Time for one more attempt. Hosu finds Rivas. And it's Spangenberg coming out to grab that one. And that is the full-time whistle here at the Lab. The winning streak comes to an end at 10 consecutive games for New Mexico, as this one finishes 1-1 between the Black and Yellow and Birmingham Legion. That is Sergio Rivas. It is your play of the match presented by Vara Winery and Distillery for his 60th minute goal. Had a couple of shots. Sure, he's ruined that final opportunity that he just had there. Your man of the match this evening, Nanan Hosu, who was all over the midfield. And your save of the match here tonight, Alex Tambakis, of course. A couple of really big-time saves, but Chris, 1-1. It was a late kickoff. Glad we got this match played. Your thoughts after 90 minutes?
Got to say, a draw was probably a fair result. I think both teams had chances. Neither team really did enough or created enough clear-cut opportunities to say that they could have gone on to win it. It was just, just one of those nights. I think it was just one of those days for New Mexico United. All good things must come to an end. They didn't lose, which is huge, because on another day, that chance at the end pops in when luck's not going your way. So a draw, you take it and you move on to the next one.
We're going to step aside. We'll be back to tie things up here. Don't go anywhere. It's New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion.
One, two, three, yeah. I told the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm Tulip. Bitch said that I beat, I had this improvement. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it.
With more ways to win, whatever game you play, Sandia Resort Casino. Now more than ever. Close to home, far from ordinary.
Back here at the Lab, full time between New Mexico United and Birmingham Legion FC. 1-1, your final score here tonight. As tonight's final score brought to you by Duke City Cares. Let's have a look at our full-time highlights brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. Picking things up here 60 minutes in, it's Sergio Rivas finding the back of the net for the first time at home this season, Chris.
Yeah, and he'd had a chance just a few moments before that, and you worried that first touch just got stuck under his feet a little bit. What a strike that was. Top corner. Nothing the keeper could do to stop that. And you thought maybe things were going to go New Mexico United's way.
It's a big-time goal there from the Albuquerque native. And then Tambakis called into action here just moments later.
Yeah, it's those moments right after a team scores where they're most vulnerable almost. A little lapse in concentration, easy for me to say. But Tambakis came up big there.
The efforts would not go unrewarded here for Birmingham Legion as this 81st minute equalizer from A.J. Patterson. The substitute had just been on the field for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think that was his first touch, and you can see Tambakis just not happy. He feels like he was picked off there by Kavita, who just kind of backed into him a little bit, wasn't seen by the officials, and Tambakis gets a yellow card for his protests as well.
And Tambakis actually still had more work to do to make sure that New Mexico at least walked away with 1 point, as his former teammate Preston Tabordataka got loose late, but a big-time save from Tambakis.
Yeah, and that was where New Mexico United, after the goal by Birmingham Legion, got a little bit desperate and started bombing players forward, and it was just one pass, sprang them, and it could have been so much worse for New Mexico.
So these are your full-time stats here, brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. You can see New Mexico still with the lion's share of the possession, but look at the number of shots, Chris, the disparity.
Yeah, I mean, that's I was just checking that wasn't like a typo or something. That's unbelievable. And basically doubled up, more than doubled up on shots. But look at the possession. So that's the disappointing thing for New Mexico United tonight. What they did with the amount of possession they had, it just didn't click for them. Just didn't click for them in the final third, and that'll be what they do. That'll be what they reflect on later on tonight.
Up next for Birmingham Legion, it is a trip back home where they'll be hosting Orange County next Saturday. Make sure to check that one out at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 Mountain. For New Mexico, it's a trip down south to Southwest University Park next Saturday, taking on El Paso Locomotive. That's going to do it for us here tonight. For our director, Gary Williams, Chris Hurst on color, my name's Tyler Ortega. We'll be back July 31st here at the Lab.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.